What's up, everybody? Anthony here, specialtymotorcars.net, and behind me I got another beautiful low mileage Cadillac to bring you this week, folks. Not of the rear wheel drive flavor, but of the front wheel drive flavor. Last year for the flavor too, before some say Cadillac just lost their path. Anyways, this is a 2011 Cadillac DTS Deville touring sedan, 54,000 mile car, fully nanned out with the chrome, with the top. You know how I like them, all dressed up, ready to go to the prom. I'm going to show you this car, do a full walk around of it right here in this video, tell you all about it, point out any little minor little imperfections here or there, show the outside, inside. We'll take it for a spin, we'll bring it back to the shop, put it up in the air, tell you all the things I did to it right here in this video. Let's get going. You want sweetheart? And here she is, a beautiful 2011 Cadillac DTS, 54,000 mile car. Beautiful, beautiful example of the last year that this model was offered. 06 was the first year for this refreshed DTS specific body. Very similar, she has a lot of things with the older 2000, 2005 Deville. You know, basically they refreshed from the nose, you know, the fenders down, and, you know, the end of the quarters back with the sharper tail lights, the sharper headlights. You know, refreshed the interior a lot, but, you know, it was basically the same platform. But this was the last year that the North Star Cadillac was going to be offered. And this is kind of the last of the big V8, we'll call it traditional. I know that can be, you know, argued amongst the, you know, rear wheel drive guys like me out there to say, oh, a 96 Fleetwood was the last traditional Cadillac. But, you know, when you get things taken away from you, you kind of drag them out a little bit longer and a little bit longer if you can. And in this case, yeah, Cadillac died in 96 to me. I agree. But then when they came back with this and there was nothing else out there, you know, this was the big Cadillac. So then they died again in 2011, just like Lincoln did. Anyways, last year offered 2011 Cadillac DTS, a beautiful car with all the gingerbread, as I call it, all the trinkets and chrome and tops and trim and all that good stuff, just how I love them. I love them all nanned out. I know some people hate it, some people like it. You know, it's a 50-50 split. I like them this way just because I think it gives a little jazz. I'm an old soul. But I get it, you know, it's, you know, whatever, no big deal if you don't like it. This car, it's got 54,000 miles on it. Like I said, last year of production, mid-trim package. It's not a base, but it's not like an upper tier platinum. It is I believe they call this the luxury package. Finished in a really neat vanilla latte. It's kind of like a pearl white, but not like the white diamond. It's kind of like more of a creamy, kind of a creamy pearl. I don't know. It's a real sharp color, vanilla latte. It's got a matching, not a matching top. What am I saying? It's got a kind of a little bit more of a beige vinyl top, full vinyl top, factory sunroof. Pretty well optioned, you know, for a luxury package. Got the chrome wheels, has the, you know, the power sunroof, parking sensors, stuff like that. But then they also went ahead and put pillar trim on it, the wheel arch trim, and then a nice two-tone pinstripe. I didn't have to dress this one up. This car came dressed just as you see it, and she's an absolute beauty. Nana had exquisite taste. This car was sold new, I believe, out of the upstate New York area. That owner snowbirded it, I believe, if I can kind of decipher its history, back and forth from upstate New York to Florida, and then the car was traded in or resold, and it made its way out to Wisconsin, and that's where I got the car from. And I'm always weary about buying cars from Wisconsin and, you know, that kind of Midwest belt, because you don't know what you expect for rust. But this car is actually, you know, a really clean Wisconsin car. I got another car that I just got in, a Buick Lucerne 2011 as well, out of Wisconsin. You know, basically on the same platform as this. And I was pretty surprised, although that one's only got like, geez, 14,000 miles, I think, on it. But yeah, beautiful beige vinyl top on it. All the Cadillac, you know, trinkets. You can see here, two-tone pinstripe, wheel arch trim. Really, really a sharp car. Really, really nice with the top. Again, if you like it, great. If not, well, you have to watch out for the next one I get without a top. But yeah, like I said, full factory moonroof. And it's, you know, just a nice car. Fully serviced. Papa Bear and I went through this one. Did all brakes, wheel bearings, all types of stuff. We'll tell you all about that in a little bit. But right now, I'm going to go around. I got my pointer here. And I am going to just point out any little minor chips or dings or divots or scratches or whatever. Not a ton, you know, a few here and there, but I like to be very transparent with my cars. Before I do that, I would like to thank you for watching my video. My name is Anthony. I didn't already say that. My shop is Specialty Motor Cars. You can check out my website, specialtymotorcars.net. I'm here in Pelham, New Hampshire. But don't let distance stop you from getting a dream car like this in your driveway, because I can ship it anywhere you need it to be. My phone number is 978-930-1004. If you stick to the end of the video, I'll give you all the pricing and details about this car. So let's get into it. All right, we'll start up on the hood here. Hood is in great shape. Again, vanilla latte. You get up on it, you can see there's quite a bit of, I don't know if you want to call it metal flake or, you know, metallic, I guess, in the paint. Beautiful, beautiful paint. Kind of reminds me of the cashmere tri-coat on the town cars. I've had a lot of those. Now, I believe, if I remember right, somewhere on the leading edge of the hood here, there was a tiny little ding. Yeah, right there. Kind of hard to see. Yeah, right there you can see it. A little ding right there. Got the chrome, traditional Cadillac, egg crate grille. A little bit of fade in the front emblem here. Very common for these emblems to fade. Even on Papa Bear's DTS, which is garaged, geez, most of the time with just 15,000 miles or 19,000 miles. His is just starting to fade too. Kind of just common for this era Cadillac. Headlights are just, you know, super clear, super crisp. Usually they start fogging up on the top here. Very, very nice shape on this one. Both sides. Nice HID headlights. See them there, nice and clear. Front bumper is in good shape. You got integrated cornering lights and fog lights. You have the parking sensors, front and rear. You can see a little bit of like an outer impression, like an Audi dent. Not an innie dent, but an Audi dent, kind of right there. License plate bracket looks good. Bumper over here looks good. You got a little scratch right there. You got a faint guy right there. And again, a real faint one kind of just right up on the edge there. The overall front bumper, I'd say, is pretty nice. Fender looks good. Again, got a nice two-tone pinstripe, kind of like a darker beige and then a lighter beige that matches the interior. Nicely done, just as I would do it. Maybe I would have done it a little bit lower to the body line, but two-tone nonetheless. It's exactly what it needs. Nice, real thin chrome fender flares. I wish I knew where these flares came from, because typically they're a little wider. These are nice because they're not like super wide. They're just enough to give you that chrome flare. You know, they're the traditional ones that are screwed on or clipped on or whatever that you typically see, but I've never seen them this thin before, which I think is pretty nice. Goodyear Assurance tires. These are the tires that this car came in with. Date code 31st week of 2019, wrapped around these 18-inch chrome wheels. Nice wheels, not perfect. You can see here a little bit of corrosion, some in the drum there, you know, but a little bit in this pocket. You know, overall, I would say very nice. You can see a little bit of flake right there. Unfortunately, the wheels are kind of, you know, a weak spot when it came to Cadillacs of this vintage, the chrome wheels. But real chunky tread. That's why I didn't put tires on it. These cars, you know, can really pass without white walls, because they technically didn't come with white walls. If I get one of these in and it needs white walls, I put them on usually. They don't have a white wall on this size, so I got to up the size one size up to match the town car size. But I said, you know what, I'll leave the Goodyears on. You know, give a better deal on the car. GM laminated glass, all original glass. Windshield over here looks like it's in good shape. Coming up over the top, again, really nice vinyl top. They did a shit job wiping the glass on this side. Sorry, plus the time of day, it's real tough to get good light. You got a lot of reflection from the sun. But yeah, the top on this car is in really, really nice shape. Got the seam coming down here. All around the rear window looks good. Chrome belt line molding. This emblem looks good. Get the OnStar sticker. This is dual pane glass, tempered glass. Get chrome pillar trim. Even on the little one, 6-piece set. Mirror looks good. Come down here. Looks good down on the bottom of the doors. I don't see any dings or major like chips or scratches or anything really. Maybe, oh no, just a little bit of dust. Door edge. Looks good. Nana did a good job not chewing it up. Looks pretty nice and straight. Again, usually these are a little fatter. They come right up to this kind of line. So I really like these. I'm sure these were put on when the car was near new because obviously they did the upfit to it with the top and stuff. They did a good job on it. I don't see any, maybe a couple little guys right there. Same on this wheel. Actually, this one's not really that bad. I don't really see anything for corrosion on the, well, maybe a little bit right there. You know, very acceptable wheels, just not perfect. Again, day code, 32nd week of 2019. Goodyear Assurance, good quality tires. 2 little chips, one there, one there. Quarter panel, nice and straight. Don't show the back glass, original GM glass. How do I know that? Because they even have the GM stamp on it. Got the little shark fin antenna up on the top. Come across the deck lid. There's no dings or anything in the deck lid, but you can see here like a light scratch. Get up on it. Get another one right up there. LED tail lights, LED third brake light. Common to see this. You can see that split right in the middle. No condensation in it, and all the LEDs work. So because they all work, you know, I didn't elect to replace this, and I think it's having a hard time finding OEM, and the aftermarket ones don't really look right and don't fit right. So even like my dad's DTS, which is 19,000 miles, his is split right here as well. But because it still lights up, I said, you know, we'll just keep what we got for now before we have to pop an aftermarket one on there because you can't get the OEMs. This emblem is in really good shape. It's kind of weird how the red spots look good except for this one. Like, how did that one lose its color? I'm not quite sure. Face of the deck lid looks good. North Star V8. Rear parking sensors. You got that signature North Star exhaust. Just a little bit of wax there with the quad tips. A couple little minor scuffs you can see. A couple little guys right there. One here that looked like it was touched up. A little scratch right there. One right there. Maybe a tiny little divot in the bumper there. Come up over the top. A little bit of fade in this one compared to the other side. And the windshield. Now I know on the windshield on this side, got this little guy right there. Not chipped or, I mean, well, obviously, you know, some type of little chip. I shouldn't say not chipped, not cracked or spidered, but just a little guy right down low there. Oh, I hate this time of day when the sun's setting. It gives off such a glare on the car. Again, nice chrome wheel arch trim. Nice wheel over here. Again, you can kind of see just right on the edges. A few little slight scratches. Maybe when Nana kind of caught a curb, you can see right there. A little bit in the pockets of the lug pockets, but overall, again, not bad. You know, a little bit around the valve stem. Got the fuel filler all nice and clean in there. Even has vinyl top on the fuel filler. Oh, how can I do this without having so much glare? Golly. We support Wisconsin State Fraternal Order of Police 2016. That can obviously be peeled off if you don't want it on there. I think there was a chip or something in one of these door moldings. Yeah, right. Again, I apologize for the glare from the sun. Right there, little guy. Couple little chips on the bottom of the edge of the door down here. Now tapping into things, but overall looks good. Some clean rockers, and again the mirror caps, nice shape. There you can see that two-tone stripe a little better with the sun on it. That darker brown and kind of like the lighter cream. The lighter cream kind of blends, I would say, pretty well, but you know, when you get up on it, it goes with the top quite nice. You know, the top and the interior color. Whoever did this did actually a really good job striping it. Let's see, I'll take a look at this wheel. This wheel, again, yeah, you can see a little bit right inside there. You know, a few little blisters there. Overall, you know, very nice wheels. Minor, you can see the barrel there. They don't leak or anything like that. I haven't had to put air in them, so I think you're good there. I think this car was obviously garage because the top is in such nice shape, and you can see the black, you know, the satin finish on the wiper arms is really good. Last little blemish, you can kind of see a few little light scratches right on this edge right here, the bumper cover. But overall, I'd say very, very nice. Beautiful car. I mean, just a nice daily driver. You know, you can't really say much when you cruise around in a car like this for grabbing attention. If you don't want a car that's going to grab attention when you daily drive it, this is not a car for you, because this thing just, look at it, it just glimmers with the wheels, the top. I mean, it just sticks out, which I love. Sign me up all day long. All right, let's take a look at the interior. All right, now that we're in the shade, let's open up the door here, show you the inside of this beautiful DTS. This color, very common color for the Caddies of the 90s up until this vintage. This color is called shale, kind of like a beigey color with cocoa, as they called it, upper and, you know, steering wheel and stuff like that. Show you inside the door jambs here. Oh, actually this car was, is that Wisconsin? No, Detroit. Geography was not my strong point. I was gonna say I was built in Wisconsin, but no. Detroit Hamtramck. Ham. I don't even know if that's what they call it. Ham. Is it Hamtramck? Hamtramck. Hamtramck. It was built in Detroit area. What's that? Nice, clean gaskets, weather stripping. All is super nice, soft, plush, all the way throughout. All inside your door jamb is nice and clean. Even your door sill here, you get the kind of brushed aluminum sill. Looks pretty good there. Speaker grills, nice shape. These tend to break because people kick them to like push the door open. You can see they're just plastic. These ones are nice. Even inside the door pockets, this like felt material usually gets all nasty if Nana leaves like dirty things in there, but very, very clean. All monotoned like switches and stuff, which is kind of neat. They all light up, little LEDs behind them. You got locks, window lockout, obviously your windows, your mirrors. Memory seats, easy exit function, 2-zone memory, heat back, heat bottom, and air conditioned seats. Nice kind of darker toned wood trim. Nice and clean. Nice clean carpeting. 2 little hooks there. Even the spot where you put your foot over there is in pretty nice shape. Driver's seat looks pretty good. You got your Cadillac crest there. A little bit of wear kind of on the edge here, but overall very nice. I don't see any splitting typically. Oh, maybe just a tiny bit right there. Typically this thing is broken. No surprise that that little piece is missing. It was such a stupid way they designed that, because you know, a little bit of pressure, that thing pops right off. But yeah, that one's missing. But we do have forward, backwards, power tilt both ways, recline, and then 4-way lumbar. Again, your leather is in pretty nice shape. Typical creasing, you know, but nice and soft, perforated, heated and cooled. Beautiful leather wrapped wheel in this car. Very, very nice wheel. We'll get into all the controls in just a few minutes when I jump behind the wheel. Again, all inside the jams, your gaskets, nice shape. Just like the Lincolns, you got triple gaskets, one all the way around the door, one all the way around the door frame, and then you got this long guy here. Pretty good insulation. You know, GM and Ford really did a nice job trying to insulate these things. A little bit of a chip in the vinyl there. Little ashtrays, no cigarette lighters though, just little plugs, but you can plug something in. Heated rear seats, nice wood inlays, chrome door lock knobs, side airbags. 2011 had these big goofy headrests, just like the town cars. I believe, yep, you got adjustable rear headrest. I don't think they tilt, they just go up and down. Rear package tray looks good. That is not the tail lamp monitoring like the older Cadillacs had. That's for the rear parking sensors up on the rear headliner there, and then right above the dash, kind of you can see that speaker grill with the little bump out there. Right there, that is for the front sensor. So you got rear and front. Rear carpeting, all looks good. Leather again in the back, nice and soft. Obviously garage, and obviously being from Wisconsin, upstate New York, you know, wasn't exposed to a ton of heat or humidity drying out the leather. I actually don't think I opened this. Glad it's not dirty in here. You got 2 cup holders, little storage, and then you got a little pass-through. Hello! You can feed the kids when you got them in the trunk. Rear climate control controls, seat back pockets, nice and tight, just how we like them. Very, very clean. Go around over the passenger side. Now I have to start doing my videos a little earlier in the day. Now that we're getting into the F word, that's fall for those who are wondering. I love winter, you know, I love Christmas and the, you know, holidays with the family, but I hate snow, I hate cold. You know, I still got my short pants on. I'll wear these till December, but I'm gonna have a hard time giving them up. Nice, soft, again, clean weather stripping, no tears or anything like that. Door panel, really nice, all inside the pockets. You know, even like all the threading, like usually you get, if they're dirty hands get all over these threads start to get dirty. I mean, you can wipe the vinyl clean, but it's hard to get those threads clean afterwards. So you can tell, you know, it was gently used by obviously older folks. Got that cocoa upper dash, the wood split, and then the shale bottom side there. That lockable glove box. A little bit of a scuff there. Looks good. Again, dual power. All your tilt functions. That's that little plastic plug thing that's missing on the other side. This seat is in really nice shape. You can see here, just nice, super soft. Again, all the perforated leather. You got the Cadillac logo. Factory power moonroof. Show you all that stuff in a minute. This is a center console car, so 5-passenger. These are available with a bench. Papa Bears. It's weird how you could have got these, because this is a luxury. So this is not a, like I said earlier, not a base, but like a mid-grade. Papa Bears is a premium, which is a step under a platinum. Platinum is the top of the line. Premium is a really high trimmed car as well. But Papa Bears is trimmed with a bench. Like, you could have got it either way. Bench, I think, except for maybe the platinums. I don't think you could have got a platinum with the bench. I think all the platinums came with buckets, but all the other packages you could get them benched or bucketed. So, all right, let's jump behind the wheel. I'll take a look here. All right, behind the wheel here, I'd love to show you what I got for books, keys, and all that good stuff. In this case, I got 2 sets of the original Cadillac keys with the little crests on them, and then the key fobs. This car does have factory remote start, very easy to activate. It's lock, and then push and hold. You'll see the lights turn on the outside, and she starts up on its own. And these cars are cool because these cars have a temperature sensor where if it's like under 32 degrees outside, it'll automatically activate your heated seats, I believe, in the front, and then your rear defrost. Just simply put the key in, turn it to the on position, cluster lights up. 54,385 miles. We put the last 385 miles-ish on it. I think it just clicked 54 when we got this car in. It does have a heated leather wheel. Oh, this is what I'm showing you. Leather bound case. We have the owner's manual, something to do with the battery here. I think it's the warranty card for the battery. I don't know, it was jammed in here. I did check, the battery is a newer Duralast, or is it Duralast? Not Duralast, no. New Die Hard, gold, platinum, something in there. This I found under the seat. Obviously it goes to this car, but I have never seen this plug anywhere in one of these cars before. So if you know what this is, because you're a GM guru or something, I don't know, it looks like it would go in like a seatbelt thing or something. I don't know, I've never seen this ever. Like, I've seen little pieces fall off the seats or whatever, or seatbelt covers in town cars, and like I can identify them. This I've never seen before, so I don't know where it goes. But little ashtray here with a accessory outlet, your traction control, center console shift, dual cup holders, little storage tray, and down inside there is another accessory outlet. You have dual zone climate control, AM, FM, and XM. 2 clocks, digital, and for the people who are old school, who can tell time on one of these, like my wife can, it's crazy. Millennials, who am I talking? I'm one, but it's got this cool old style. I say old style, it makes me feel old. This is the front parking sensor thing that I was kind of telling you about earlier. So if you put it on and we pull up to, oh, there it goes, lights up. You know, and then the back will do the same. You can see it in the rear view. Let me see if I can focus as I back up. Is it gonna focus? I don't think there's anything back there to back into. The trees. Oh, it just starting to grab it. Yeah, well, we're not going into the woods. People are gonna think I'm nuts. Anyways, that's the parking assist. You have cruise, you have heated steering wheel, your cruise buttons, radio, source, volume, wipers, trunk. We'll pop the trunk. This shows out all your display, your averages. You can see all that stuff there. In-dash CD. What else am I missing? I'll pop that hood. You have OnStar, power. Ooh, look at that. Power sunroof. It goes back one more. I don't know why they do that. Most cars do that. Like, it goes that much, and then it's like, ooh, yeah, there's just a little bit more we're willing to give, but you got to do that yourself. Then obviously you got the sunshade here. Dual lighted vanities. Nice shape. Not all, marred up. All the pillars are in nice shape with the little tweeters. Take a look. There's that little ding. I was kind of see it maybe a little bit better, like right there. That was a little ding I was talking about. Nice, clean, tidy engine bay. I mean, everything is just spick and span. Mobil 1 synthetic coolant, exact height. You know, everything is. These are still when Cadillacs are still somewhat serviceable. You get all your fluids, washer, oil, power steering, coolant. I will say the tranny fluid is a little tough to get at. You can see it down in there. Check your oil and your brakes. Air filter. You know, it's one thing I will say, it's tough to change headlight bulbs in this. I had to change this upper turn signal bulb. That's not fun, but you can do it without pulling the headlight out. Technically, you're supposed to pull the bumper off and pull the headlight out, but you can sneak those in there. Underneath the hood, it looks good. A little bit of dirtiness on that hood insulation pad, but clean and tidy. Again, you know, all the nuts and bolts and everything are all in really great shape. No rust or anything. Typically where these rot on the strut towers when they're in, you know, rusty climates. And just look at how nice. Such a pretty car. This side was the side that was getting all the glare. Maybe I should have done the video in the shade. I don't know, it just doesn't have that same bling when you're in the shade. Inside the trunk here, all your gasketing looks good. Weather stripping, carpeted trunk liner. Pretty deep trunk, and there's that pass-through there. All 4 original floor mats, driver's side, rear. You can see a little bit of staining. Couldn't get that staining out. I don't know what it was. You have a Cadillac trunk mat. You even have a cool little cargo net, and then under here is your donut spare. No full size in these, but a nice flat trunk surface, not as deep as the town car, but deep that way, or however deep, not deep down, deep in. So you lay either bodies this way or this way. You got room for a few. A little pocket in here. You can just gently close that trunk down. Let's take it for a spin. All right, pop it into gear. I know. I'll put my seatbelt on. All right, let's get on the highway. I loved having this car as a demo. This is mine and Papa Bear's demo. Papa Bear liked it because it's just like his, and he can drive it and not stare at the odometer thinking he's putting too many miles on his car. This car's got 19,000 miles, but he's afraid to put miles on it because it's like, oh, you know, it had 2,000 when, you know, I don't want to put any more miles. I'm like, Dad, just drive the damn thing. It's always going to have low miles. He only drives 5 months out of the year. Plus, I pick him up a lot of the times. And now that I got 2 dealer plates, because he's such a great unpaid employee, I let him borrow it every now and again and take a demo home. All right, let's see how long it's gonna take to get out of traffic here. All right, it's kind of late for me, so this is all rush hour. Crazy's going home. One thing I like about these North Stars is the get up and go that they have. I mean, they just move. You know, you get that torque steer feel on a front wheel drive car, but you know, it's just nature of the beast. Let's see, cruise set. I like how it reads it out. Cruise set to 63 miles per hour. Really, really nice car. Surprisingly, these things are getting hard to find, like nice ones that aren't all ragged out. I don't know what it is with these cars. It seems like once Nana gets rid of them, you know, they get passed to the wrong type of people, and they very easily get ragged out. But all right, let's let's jump ahead and take a look at the bottom side of this car. I'll tell you what I did to it. All right, bottom side of the 2011 Cadillac DTS. You can see here, pretty clean for originating out of upstate New York, spending some time in Florida, and then migrating to Wisconsin. You know, all the trunk, spare tire area, you know, unibody sections all look good. A little bit of light surface just from the, must be a weep hole. Yeah, weep hole. You know, light surface on some of the chassis control arms or trailing arms. We did new pads rotors in the rear, new hub bearings in the rear, new pads rotors in the front, new hub bearings in the front. Funny story with the hub bearings. I'll tell you that in a second. All the fuel lines look good. Little surface rust just breaking through, and like some of the body panel seams, like the overlap seams. Yeah. Rockers all look good. Floors, brake lines. Let's look at the little tag on it there. Brake lines look good. Yeah, just a little bit of surface there. Real common spot for these things to rust right here. Both sides, you can see solid, nice, clean. All the subframe looks good. Pads, rotors in the front, hub bearings in the front. Did an oil change. Some light surface rust there. You can see a little bit of dampness on the bottom of the oil pan. It's not leaking or dripping, but typical of these North Stars to get sometimes a little sweaty with the oil. But yeah, otherwise I'd say it looks pretty good under here. Again, all the rockers, kick-up areas all look good. So why do we do all 4 wheel bearings? That's going to be the question. So when I was driving the car, you could hear a wheel bearing humming, and you could hear the pitch change from side to side. So this is the left front side, and you can see here, it will not spin. It's very seized up. So I figured that was the issue. So we did both front hub bearings just because passenger side was fine. Took it off the lift, drove it again, and it was still humming. I said, what the heck is going on here? Well, it turns out the actual humming noise was coming from this rear one here. You can actually hear it. Did both sides just because. So it's got all 4 hub bearings have been replaced. Let's get back to the video. And there you have it. All service, ready to go. All new wheel bearings all the way around. Not by fault of the car. Well, maybe, I don't know. Inconclusive readings when we were figuring out the wheel bearings. But, oh man, that sun glare. All new wheel bearings all the way around. Hub bearings. Fresh oil change. All new pads, rotors, front and rear. Did that turn signal bulb. This guy really didn't need much else, you know? And I would argue it really didn't even need the brakes, but it was one of those things that, like, we had the wheels apart and we had to do the hub bearings. So I'm like, might as well. I mean, like, why not do it? It's easier to say I've done it. It adds value. But, so we did all the brakes as well. Yeah, 2 sets of keys, remotes, books, floor mats, trunk mat, all that good stuff, all included. If you have any questions about this car, you know where to reach me. 978-930-1004. My name is Anthony. Again, like I always say, don't let distance stop you from getting a dream car like this in your driveway. One call can do it all. I ship this in from Wisconsin. I can ship it wherever you are. 978-930-1004. Head on over to my website, specialtymotorcars.net, to check out all the still pictures of this car. If you're new to the YouTube channel here, I totally appreciate you watching. If you're not new, I still appreciate you watching. But if you are new, consider subscribing. I'm only 9,000 subscribers away from hitting that 100,000. So if you're new and you haven't committed yet, it's free. If you hit that like button, give me a comment below, let me know what you think. I'm all ears. Papa Bear is always monitoring the comments. He does love conversing with you folks in the comments. I might not get back to everybody in the comments, but Papa Bear is like a comment hawk. I told him, I said, Papa Bear, you can be in charge of like customer relations in the YouTube comment department. You know, I'll give you my password and stuff. He's like, oh no, then they won't know it's me. I got to have my own. So if you see him in the comments, you'll see his name down there. But anyways, 978-930-1004. Price point on this car is going to be $13,995. Any questions, give me a call, 978-930-1004. Thanks again, everybody, for watching, and we'll talk to you on the next one.